Hi again, everyone. Scott Pirate Popcorn fan here, and in this video, they just aired the final episode of Miss Marvel, the first season, and I just finished watching it, so I want to do my review for Miss Marvel. Now, as I've mentioned before, this is a show that appeals to a younger demographic, mainly teenagers, teenage girls, because the show follows Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and I was curious how she was gonna get her name, like throughout the season, and they reveal that in the season finale of how she gets her superhero name. And I think compared to the other MCU Disney Plus shows, I do think that this show in particular has probably the most focused story, and, and it's consistent episode to episode, and it feels organic as you watch it. Like, even if you like binge watch it, it all feels natural as the episodes progress. You get that focused story arc of Kamala's throughout the season, and that's probably the thing I would praise about the most for this show. And also the fact that I think this show does a really good job representing the Muslim culture because of Kamala Khan, her nationality being Muslim. And I think they did a really good job, like portraying that culture. And I really like what the MCU is doing, sort of going into different corners of the world and providing like another like hero or superhero that represents a certain individual or a certain culture. And I really like what they've been doing, like what they did with Moon Knight, him being based in Egypt, and I really like what they're doing. And here it goes to show that it's just really fascinating how diverse the MCU has gotten now. And with this show, Miss Marvel, I think Kamala Khan, you can definitely relate to her because, she is in high school, and once she gets the bangle, the bangle that gives her her powers, she's, balancing that life of, wanting to be a superhero and also balancing the life of being a teenage girl in high school. There's a lot to that you can relate to, and I really enjoyed that. And let's see, I think one flaw I have with the show is that there's not a whole lot of stakes. There's not a clear-cut villain. I think that's probably the one flaw that I have with the show. It's just that Kamala Khan, like, there's this guy that she gets a romantic interest in, and his family, like, what's his name? Kamran? I think that's his name, Kamran. And his family are basically the villains of the show, like his mom, even specifically. And they did an okay job. It's just that there wasn't a whole lot of stakes. We didn't really get a whole lot with those characters. They didn't really flesh those. I feel like those characters didn't get fleshed out enough. I didn't really care. I cared more about Kamala and her journey throughout the season. And it's just not a whole lot of weight to what's going on, I guess. And because of that, the show, it's, primarily it's not trying to be a serious drama or anything like that, but it is consistent with its tone of being, kid friendly, in a sense that, you're following Kamala and how she is with her friends. And also you get Damage Control. They've been featured in other shows and movies up to this point, and one of the characters within Damage Control was in Spider-Man No Way Home. And I thought that was a clever way of connecting Miss Marvel to the larger Marvel universe, with this one character that appeared in No Way Home. I thought that was really nice. And because of Kamala being basically a fangirl of all these larger than life superheroes within the MCU, you get so many unique Easter eggs and references to all the other characters like Iron Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel specifically, Carol Danvers. She's referenced a lot, and they pay that off quite a bit. They pay that off in the season finale, definitely. There is a post-credit scene, so stay with it. Keep watching the credits. There is a post-credit scene. But yeah, I enjoyed this show. I do think it's a really good show that's worth watching. It's just not something that I think would appeal to everyone. That's just the one thing. And then also it doesn't have a clear-cut villain. And the stakes just aren't raised a whole lot that provides, emotional weight. There's not a whole lot of that in this show, which is fine. And I did like what they did in the season finale with the guy that she was helping, her romantic interest, Kamran. He's in the season finale, and what they did with his character I thought was satisfying, but it was predictable. I guess that's one other flaw I do have. What they did with Kamran, it was predictable. I saw it coming. What they were going to do with his character in the finale, I saw it coming. It was predictable. That's the one other flaw that I have. But yeah, I think overall it's an enjoyable show from beginning to end. If I had to give it a grade, I'd probably give it like a B+. Yeah, B+. So that's my review for Ms. Marvel. Definitely something worth watching, especially someone who, is a really big fan of the MCU as a whole. There's a lot of references and Easter eggs to a lot of other heroes, and I think people will really enjoy that as really big fans of the MCU. So yeah, that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.